You know, kind of in the movies, the dad is like pushing the son to like go after his sports dream or whatever. And it's like, no, dad, this is your dream. Very like Troy Bolton-esque. Troy was like, I want my own dream so bad I'm gonna scream. It's like, you, what are you doing? Sis, you hate running. So why are you signing up for a marathon if you hate it so bad? Maybe you just don't need to do that. It's gonna be okay, I promise. Hello, I am your host, Aaliyah Joyce, and welcome back to When Are You Free podcast. For all of my vision board girlies, today is your day. Today we are talking new year, new you. It's all about the vision this year. And even if you are not that type of girl and you hate New Year's resolutions, do not believe in them, this is also the podcast episode for you. So if that's any interest to you, please stick around for today's episode. When Are You Free is currently sponsored by me, myself, and I. But if you would like to sponsor me, send me an Instagram DM. Go to my website, that is www.aaliyahjoyce.com, and fill out our contact form, and we would love to partner with you. Hey girl, long time no see. You know, what's so crazy is that it's been 3 months since I've recorded a podcast episode. Like, I don't even believe that that's real life. I'm like, oops. I don't even know how that happened. Also, I have tea today. Not actual piping hot gossip tea, but I have like literal tea. It's elderberry and lemon balm. Oh my gosh. It's for immunity and stress, and everybody is sick and everybody is a little bit stressed and pressed right now. But we have this here to ward that all the way. Like, you guys are not going to catch me lacking. And I truly do not understand how it turned into 3 months of me not doing this. Because if I'm going to be, for all intents and purposes, just like real with you guys for a second, when I started this, I told myself, I'm going to do this like every week. Like, I actually genuinely enjoy it. So I was like, I'm going to do this like every week. 2 episodes, and I gave up. What was that about? So what had happened was, and normally when people say that, they are about to give you like the stupidest excuse ever. And I don't think mine's stupid. I think it's very valid. So the reason why I haven't been recording isn't because I hate you guys or I hate this. Like, I literally just started a whole nother hobby on top of it. If you follow me on Instagram or follow me on TikTok, you may have noticed that I sometimes dance. I started going to hip hop dance classes over the summer, and I really, really liked them. And ever since, I feel like I've just been upping the amount of times that I go and the different classes that I go to. And it's so fun. It gives me so much life. It's taken up every like little tiny minute amount of time that I have left over in the day. I'm in a dance class, and I'm like, because I love it so much. But I do also love this too. So I told myself, okay, still gonna like eat, breathe, sleep, dance, but I want to make time for like podcasting and writing and all of the other stuff too, because I genuinely just like it so much. So yeah, so we're back. We are so back. We're better than ever. I'm literally so excited because I have so many podcast ideas. I have so many episode ideas. You guys are going to absolutely eat it up. We're back. And not only are we back, we're back with weekly episodes. Hold me to it. Hold me to it. Like, I did just tell you that. So weekly episodes. So you will be seeing me once a week, girl. So we're about to get real comfy, real cozy. Again, got my elderberry tea. Grab whatever you have, because it's going to be really, really good today. In my blog this week, we're talking all about New Year's and about new plans, all things. And I know some people, they've already been on this track. Like, they are people that did not start on January 1st. And I'm talking about you, my winter arc people. All of you who were like, like walk in, like cut the BS, like time to rise and grind. In October, were you wet? Stand up, girl. Are you shredded yet? Did you break up with that really toxic boyfriend yet? Like, are you hot now? I just need to know the updates because so many people hopped on the winter art train. Like something should have happened by now. Like you should have accomplished something. Like, did you get your law degree yet, girl? Like I'm waiting to see the updates. And so there are some people that started it in October. And then I know other people are like, I literally do not care about New Year's resolutions. I think they're a scam. I think they set people up for failure. And that's totally valid. And you really have a lot of proof to back that up. So I'm not about to sit here and argue with you. And then some people really believe in the power of January 1st. They're like, I truly think I'm going to get a new, fresh, clean slate right here, right now. And girl, keep the faith alive. Keep the hope alive. Like I'm truly, I hope that for you, and I hope that that happens. I used to watch this one YouTuber named Kaylin Nicholson, and if you know who that is, oh my gosh, are we soul sisters? If you know who I'm talking about when I say that, then we are soul sisters. There is a YouTuber, her name's Kaylin Nicholson. She's Canadian. She's so pretty. She's so beautiful. She's amazing. And I've been following her since I think like I was 14, 15 years old. And she used to make these vlogs like every new year where she would just plan out her whole year. She would deep clean her apartment and everything that she had, like all of her intentions for the year, goals, books she was going to read, and she put it all in a bullet journal. It was amazing watching her just like declutter her whole life and just plan everything out to a T. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it so much. I was like, I want to be her. I just like I wanted to do everything that she was doing because I was like, this is the key to life. And every year I would try to do it and then it would just never turn out, you know? So it would go good for I feel like a week maybe, or maybe a couple of months, that I would just be able to kind of stay on this new year, new me, new mindset type thing. And it was great until it wasn't. And then it would just like drop off so fast. Like, I'm sorry, like I can't just drink the 8 cups of water in a day. Like a lot of people are acting like it's really easy, but I was struggling. I was like, this is really hard to keep up with. Okay. The little habit trackers and all the things, I could not do it. It just was not for me. And I used to feel really bad about it. And I'm sure there are a lot of you who also feel really bad about it. Like maybe you've already like failed at your New Year's resolution that you set for yourself. Like you said, oh my gosh, I'm really going to stop being late. And then like you were late, like this morning to work this morning. And you're like, dang it, like I've already like screwed up. And I just want you to feel okay about that. You know, it's a common human experience for this to happen. But failing at your New Year's resolution or habits or whatever it is that you have set, that's a completely normal thing. In fact, I don't think, me personally, I have never met someone who at the end of every year is like, oh yeah, I accomplished everything that I wanted to. That has never happened. And if it has, and it's happened to you, or you know someone who's personally like every single thing, and they didn't just have like one thing on the list, it was like multiple things, but they had multiple things and then just like crossed everything off and accomplished everything that they wanted to accomplish down to a T perfectly this year. And that like that, if that happened, then put that in the comments, but I just truly doubt it. There's a literal Bible verse where Paul literally said, everything that I should do, I don't be doing those things. And then everything that I know that I should not do, I do be doing those things. And like, it's human nature. That's human nature in a nutshell. Before we get into the nitty gritty, let's just like toss the shame like over that way, because like it's just gonna get in the way. And we all fail at them, but nevertheless, every January 1st, there's something in the air. I'm telling you, there's something in the air that's like, oh my gosh, maybe I will make a vision board. And you know what? You should. You should. There's nothing wrong with it. I personally think it's so good every now and again, because life is long, okay? Life is a long journey. Every now and then, you have to take a step back and you have to recalibrate yourself and be like, okay, do I like the way that my life is going? And I feel like that's kind of what it is. So there's like nothing wrong with that. That being said, I stopped doing New Year's resolutions 3 years ago. Yeah, I did stop doing them 3 years ago. And it's not because I don't think that they're useful. It's not because I don't think that they're good. but it's because like I found something else that worked better for me. So 3 years ago, I was listening to this podcast. I just love podcasts. I obviously made one, but I also love listening to them. And I was listening to this podcast, and I'll link the episode below in case you're curious about it. And I also want to give them credit. It basically boils down to them doing this, and instead of resolutions, they do this thing called life rhythms. And those life rhythms are basically systems that they put in place in their life, like ways of being and ways of living. When I think of resolutions, I think almost sometimes of like goals, like that you have to meet. And instead of it being like all of these item tasks, it's focused more on who you are becoming as a person instead of it being so focused on all of the goals that you're trying to check off. And the goal that I, again, just gathered from them talking about it, of the life rhythms, is to be transformed into the person that you want to be. The key difference for me is me personally, when I did resolutions, it was always a list of accomplishments that I hoped that I would have achieved by the end of the year. But with the life rhythms, it's more about, am I becoming the person who I want to be? Am I transforming into that person? And does the way that I live my life reflect that? So it's more of a holistic approach, if you will. From that, over the years, I've gained 2 tools that have helped me do that. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. So the first thing that was a big tool for me was coming to this realization is the person that I want to be is going to determine what I will do. Now, this sounds like, wait, what? Because I think a lot of the time we think about it in the reverse order as like, oh, I do these things, so therefore I am this person. But I think like the issue with that is that we get so caught up in doing this thing and doing that thing, and we never take the time to sit back and ask ourselves, wait, why am I doing the things that I'm doing? I think it's important to do that because I think you get kind of stuck in a cycle otherwise. And what I mean by that is, for me, I have failed a lot of times at trying to reinvent myself, to create this dream life that I have for myself. And then, like, again, trying to do these New Year's resolutions like year after year. And what would happen is I would try to accomplish all of these things. And then I would, because it was just like, it would just become a cumbersome thing. Like I really wasn't enjoying it. And I would burn out really quickly and I would fail ultimately. And when I would fail, it's like, okay, dang, now I'm really disappointed because I failed. And now that I'm disappointed, it's like I kind of want to blame something or someone. And that something and someone always tends to be me. So it's like, okay, now I have this feeling, and now I'm like, oh, I blame myself. And it turns into this whole like, oh, you know what? You just suck. And you're just a lazy person. You just need to work harder. You just need more accountability. You just need to be more disciplined. If you would just double down, if you would just lock in, you would have it. So I would have like these moments where I would just be like have like so much self-doubt in myself. And it was terrible. And so you double down on yourself. And what I've learned to break myself out of that cycle is being like, wait a second, I need to take one moment and think about if these goals and these habits and all of these things that I'm trying to implement in my life, are these even true to me? Are they even right for me? Because why do I keep failing? So imagine that you are in a car blindfolded and somebody drops you off in the middle of nowhere. No map, no GPS, no anything. Drive off. Take off the blindfold when you get there, and your whole goal is to get back home, to get to where you belong and where you want to be. You start walking, trying to get back home, and you have the bright idea that if I start running, then I'm going to get there faster. Is you're kind of getting a little bit frustrated. You're like, oh my gosh, like it's getting late, it's getting dark. I need to start running so I can get home faster. Tell me, how is it going to help you, running faster if you're going in the wrong direction? Life is very similar. So it's like, oh man, I'm trying to achieve this thing. I'm trying to get to, where I belong. I'm trying to find my purpose. I'm trying to find more fulfillment, all these other things. It's not going to help if you're more disciplined and more locked in or whatever, if you're going after things that are not meant for you. So once I took a step back from that, I realized that all the things that I was failing at were one of three things. They were misaligned, they were vague, or they were unrealistic. So when I say misaligned, I mean that they were just goals that I had that were not aligned with who I was on the inside. And these were probably the easiest ones for me to identify because I actually hated doing them. I think that's always a telltale sign is if something is misaligned with you when it's just like I literally don't even like doing this. Now, I will say that sometimes when you are going after something that you really want, yeah, sometimes you will hate some parts of it. You may want to be a doctor. No one's saying that you're going to love every single second of medical school. That's very normal. But I think that like hating every single part of a process, like hating every single day that you're doing something, that is probably something that that isn't aligned with you, and it may be something that you should let go of and that you shouldn't do. Kind of in the movies, the dad is like pushing the son to like go after his sports dream or whatever. And it's like, no, dad, this is your dream. Very like Troy Bolton-esque. Troy was like, I want my own dream so bad I'm gonna scream. It's like your body and your mind is like fighting against you, being like, girl, like, what are you doing? Sis, you hate running. So why are you signing up for a marathon if you hate it so bad? Maybe you just don't need to do that. Like, what's the whole point of it anyway? Like, girl, if you want to be healthy, like join a Zumba class. You don't have to do the marathon. It's going to be okay. I promise. Like this is such a common experience where people will be in majors that absolutely just suck for them, and then they go to class after class and they're like, oh my gosh, I hate this class, I hate this professor, I hate this, da 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 da, this is boring, this is da da da. Then girl, maybe switch it up, maybe try something else if you hate it that bad. If you have a job that every time that you get into the car you hope you get into a car accident so you don't have to go in, listen to me firsthand. It's a sign. Like, it's a sign. Like, maybe that's not what you should be doing. And don't get me wrong, like there is real strength in power in the mundane, in consistency and dedication and showing up every day when you don't feel like it. There's real power in that. But I believe that there's real power in that when you're putting it into something that you genuinely want to pursue, not when you're just like gritting your teeth and bearing it. I again, just over time, when I'm unraveled some of the things that I was going after for years, I realized, oh my gosh, it's so easy to let this go because I had a little bit of epiphany. And my epiphany was that life is not always supposed to be on hard mode. I don't know who needs to hear that, but I'm telling you, girl, it doesn't have to be like that. Your life does not have to be in every single aspect perpetually difficult. Not every single aspect of it needs to be a struggle. Whatever that means for you, take it and run with it. The second part of it is some of the things I was going after were really vague. And I think that a lot of people share these very vague aspirations where you're like, oh, I really want to be rich. Okay, not necessarily a terrible thing in and of itself, but what does rich even mean? A lot of people have different dollar amounts that they might attach to that. Or is that not a dollar amount for you? Rich to you means like, it means that I have a great family, I have a great relationship with my family. Rich in friendship or experiences or something like that. What does that mean? And what value is that really going to add to your life personally, instead of just thinking about what society tells you? Because I feel like society would tell you, oh, like rich is somebody who's a billionaire. But it's like, oh, like, is that something that you really want for your life? Or is that something that society is putting on you? Is that something that you truly, your soul desires? A lot of people say that they want to be successful, but I would say by what measure? Because if you look at culture, what are they telling you successful is? You know, you need to be able to define that on your own terms. Otherwise, you're never going to be satisfied at all. And you're going to be chasing after something that doesn't exist because you haven't defined these things on your own terms, because they're very vague. And success can mean a lot of things. So it's so important for you to define that for you. A lot of people want to be famous, and again, it's just like, okay, for what sake, for what purpose, and to, you know, to what end? And so I think even with those, because a lot of people don't even think that those are harmful to have, but they can be if you are thinking about it in the sense of whatever you see represented on social media or in media in general, or what your parents tell you that's supposed to be, or what your friends say. You have to be able to define that for you in order to find that true contentment. So I think that sometimes those vague goals can crush us. And there's the unrealistic. So these were a bit harder for me to define, just because they're they were things that I truly did want. Like, I wanted them really bad. And so it was like, oh my gosh, like the desire's there. This does feel true to me. This is very specific. This is something that I really want. But the end is still not happening. And so it's a little bit frustrating. And the reason that they were unrealistic is because they were such specific goals that it involved me trying to basically control the uncontrollable. And by the uncontrollable, I mean literally everything, like time and relationships, circumstances. There's sometimes some things you just cannot change and bend to your will, and that's okay. I think that when we think about resolutions and goal setting and life rhythms, or whatever it is that you want to think about, it's great because you want to have things to aspire to, and you should. But at the same time, you do have to realize that in a way you are limited, as you are a human being. You are not God. So as a human being, you have to get a certain amount of sleep every single day. You have to feed yourself. You only have so much time in a day. Most of us only have so much money that we can spend. That's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all. But it helps you when you're having these aspirations to have a real moment with yourself and be like, it's okay if this doesn't happen exactly how and when I want it to happen. And you have to be able to make peace with that. And just to give you a few examples, like, oh, I'm going to be married by 25. And it's like, that's great. That's a great thing to aspire to. Nothing wrong with that. But you don't really have control over when you're going to meet your spouse. It's okay if it happens later in life, or it doesn't happen exactly how you wanted it to happen. You might want to say, like, oh, I'm going to buy a house by such and such age. Oh, well, maybe the economy is in a downturn or something, and the housing market crashes, and, you know, just different things happen. It's like, oh crap, like I'm not able to buy a house when I wanted to. I'm gonna run a marathon in 2 months, even though I've actually never even run a 5K before. Things kind of like that, where it's like, okay, these are great, but maybe you're just not ready. Or maybe you, even if you are ready, you can't control when it happens to you. So you may be ready, like you're like, oh my gosh, I want to run the marathon right now, but your body needs more time to adjust to the training, and your calves need time, like your lungs need time to adjust, and you can run it in 6 months instead of 2. You might not be ready to start the business yet, and you need to raise more capital. And what I don't want anybody who's listening to this to hear me say is to limit yourself. I actually want to be the last person to say that to anybody, because I'm big on like dream big, girl. Like, you absolutely can do anything. 100% shoot for the stars. But what I don't want to happen for you is for you to have these grandiose plans and be disappointed or feel a lot of pressure to make things happen when maybe it's just not the time, or maybe it's just not God's plan for you at the moment, or how God plans for your life to happen exactly, is like being okay with that. And so I want to release you from the pressure of some of those things. If it's like you have this big desire and the expected result has not come yet, or it's not coming in the way that you want it to, I want you to be able to find peace with that and understand like it's okay. You're a human being and life is not always going to go exactly the way that you will have planned. And so relinquish control of that today and find peace in that if you can. So the second thing that I learned was that part of transforming or starting anything new is going to require discomfort. Embrace it with everything in you. Embrace the discomfort. Well, let me explain by telling you about my journey as a runner. And anybody who knows me in real life that is listening to this, hold your tongue in the comments, okay? Hold your tongue. Don't get smart. Don't get cute, okay? Just be like, oh, Aaliyah, you run? Okay, I have run before, all right? Current day, it's more of like a jogging walk journey, which honestly I kind of like better. But I did run for a period of time. In fact, I was on the track team in high school. I'll have you know. Yeah, I literally was on the track team my freshman year of high school. And I don't even know why. Actually, I do know why. I do know why I did it. I did it because there were some cute boys that I had a crush on the track team. Okay, so I did it. I did it. I don't care. And some of my friends were on it, so it just made sense, and so I did it. And I think I was signed up for the 400-meter dash. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. It's been so long, but I was signed up for the 400-meter dash. And anybody who has done that, like you already know, it is so fast. It is such a fast race. It's extremely short, which is why I chose it. It's why I signed up for it. I'm like, oh, I don't only have to go this far. Yes, girl, but you gotta Usain Bolt that. Like it's not a casual walk in the park. You are sprinting for your life. And it was so, so difficult. My coach, God bless him, he was such a good person because he knew that I was bad. Like I wasn't good at this. Like I just didn't have the strength. I didn't have it in me to go at 2,000 miles per hour. Like it just wasn't in my blood. But every single race, he would, be the person that had the gun, because they shoot off a little gun to like start the race or whatever. And I would be like on, because they would have people like staggered, like when you're like running, you see, because they have different spots on the track where it's like this one person here, and then there's another person here, and another person over here. Da, 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 da. I would always kind of like be on the inside, like closest to the track. And then like my coach would like look at me and then he'd have the gun and he'd be like, you got it, buddy. And like I'd be like in my mind be like, like I don't have it. Like I don't have it. But just the fact that he believed in me, it meant so much to me at the time. Like thank God like somebody doesn't think I'm a loser. He had some type of faith and I appreciate it. And he would like shoot it off and then like go. Just pure misery for the 400 meters. But I think I didn't lose. I definitely lost in my heat for sure. Was dead last in my heat. But overall, I think I was third from last. So not a complete total loser. So take that. Yeah. So it was definitely just an experience. But point is, that was my background in running. And again, never really liked it that much to begin with, but I had this goal for the longest time and I finally accomplished it. I think was it like a year, 2 years ago? I can't remember. Everyone says that no matter what, anybody should be able to run a mile. Like no matter what part of your running journey that you're on, everybody should be able to run at least a mile. I could not do that. I could not do that. And I was like, I've got to be able to do this. Like that's pathetic. Like if everybody else is out here doing it, I should be able to too. I'm somebody. And so I tried for a hot minute and I kept, trying, failing. And I finally accomplished it because I figured out the secret sauce. My issue was that every time that I would start on the treadmill or start on whatever trail I was going on, all that I could focus on was finishing. I'd be on the treadmill and if we're in the gym and like you see those people, this was me, and it's like you're on the treadmill and they've been on it for like a total of like 20 seconds and they're like flicking the watch like every 5 seconds, just being like it, like just keep looking and flicking the Apple Watch to see how far they've gone. That was me. Okay, I would literally be 0.15 into the mile and like hadn't even done a quarter, and I'd be like, oh my gosh, just like look at it being like, how much longer do I have to do this? I would be in misery, just in misery. So I would do that all the time, and it just sucked so bad. And how I finally progressed and even like pushed past that, mind you, how I pushed past that was I stopped doing that. I stopped like every 5 seconds, like checking my Apple Watch until I feel like the vibration, like, or whatever. I'm not gonna look at this watch. Press start, and then all I was doing was like going. I was focused on like the little rings closing on my Apple Watch. That wasn't the biggest thing on my mind. And I had to learn to train my mind to focus on something else. And that would be a multitude of things. I would be focused on my breathing. I would be focused on my reflection in the mirror. Because like sometimes I'd be in the treadmill and the mirror would be right in front of me. I'm like, I'm going to focus on this. Focus on the music that I'm listening to, the podcast that I'm listening to at the time, and that would be my main thing. Through that journey, I obviously accomplished being able to run a mile without stopping. But I also learned like, oh my gosh, this is the secret sauce. Like this is the superpower, is being able to focus and hone in on the change and on the discipline and the love of the journey of doing something instead of being so hyper fixated on the end product. And I started to see this pattern in myself and in other people, is that when we have goals, what we tend to do is hyper fixate on the end product. We hyper fixate on like what it's going to be when we finish. And it's kind of hard not to do that because we live in a self described microwave society where everything is instantaneous. Everything is now. Do it now. Get it now. You don't really, want to go through the journey of losing the weight yourself. So you get on Ozempic. You don't want to read the book. That's fine. You have Cliff Notes. I don't know why I went on Ozempic. That was a little strange, but it's true. It's good. It's good for you to have that end goal in mind, and it's good for you to have things that you're striving for. But if that's the only thing that's in your vision, like all the time, and it's all that you can think about, you're going to find the journey to get there that much more cumbersome and that much more tiresome, because it's like, oh my gosh, when is this going to end just so I can have this? In order for me to like as much as I could, like my running journey, I had to learn to love and lean into the every single part of it, not just the end goal, but the difficulty and the discipline of it. I had to learn to like that. And even now, even though I'm not like big on that, I've switched over and now I like go to dance classes all the time. And those are a different level of difficulty for me. And now I like, experience that a different way. Like when I have like a really hard dance class, in those times where my body's aching or I feel like I can't breathe, or I feel like I'm mentally straining to pick up the choreography, I love it. Like I kind of love when I am struggling a little bit, because it means that I'm becoming stronger. It means that I'm getting better and building endurance and resistance. And it's like, oh, that feels really good. Even though this is really hard and really difficult, I'm kind of love the growth of it. I wrote down this little phrase, and it's like, change begets discomfort and discomfort begets change. You start doing something that is really difficult, that is out of the norm, that is uncomfortable for you. You start to change, and it's going to cause the discomfort. But that discomfort is going to cause a change within you internally. Like you're going to become different because of it. Those dudes who are like on the Alpha Male podcast, and they're always like yelling at you to like get in the gym, like hit leg day, do whatever, and they're always like, nothing changes unless you do. You know, like those kinds of guys. It pains me physically in any way, shape, or form to agree with what the alpha male podcasters are saying. It's physically making me ill, but they are right in that one little thing, in that one tiny microscopic thing. Tiny microscopic thing. But it's true. Doing the same things that you always do are going to get you absolutely nowhere. And if you want change, if you really want that thing so bad, it's going to come at the price of your comfort. You have to be willing to give that up. I talked a bit about the power of discomfort in a previous podcast episode. It's actually just the one before this one. And again, that discomfort is more kind of talking about when you find yourself in a really bad place and how the bad place is the discomfort. This is more about you just trying something out of the norm, trying something new, and that making you uncomfortable. It's a different type of discomfort. So whatever it is that you want out of your life, or whoever it is that you want to become, go ahead, start that today, and start by shaking up whatever is your normal. And I advise you to just start doing it by just picking up little small tiny habits, or like little systems, little rhythms, whatever it is for you. Start small and just constantly readjust what your normal looks like. And if you do that, it's like, okay, I readjusted. This is my new normal. Start feeling a little comfortable. All right, now let's recalibrate again, readjust, and keep doing that and keep propelling yourself forward. And you're going to find that your life starts looking a lot more like how you had envisioned it. It's going to feel a lot more true to you, a lot more aligned with your goals and your values and all of the things. And it's like very fulfilling. So 10 out of 10 recommend, which is why I made a whole podcast episode about it. Duh. So that is all I have for you today, girlies. This was a fun one. It was a goodie. I hope that something that I said helped you. And I also hope that you have had the most fantastic start to 2025. And if it has not been, hopefully starting today, it'll be a fantastic 2025. And I'm just really excited for us to go through the rest of the year together, through the ups and downs, girl. I'm ready for it. So that is all that I have for you for now. But I will see you next week on When Are You Creating Podcast. Have the most amazing week. Bye. Oh my gosh, I feel like I was really stuffy that whole time. Like super nasal, like the nanny. Also, I've had to pee for like 30 minutes, so let's turn this off.